And you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move.
Hey guys, thank you so much for taking time to click on this video. So today I am again excited about the content I'm bringing to my channel. This is for, Hey guys, thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video. I hope you guys Hey everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to click on this video. I truly hope that you guys are enjoying the content that I'm bringing to my channel because I know that I'm super excited. Today's video is going to be another book review. This here, I feel like is a must-have, and it's a must-have for only $19.99. You can get this book off of Amazon. This book was heavily advertised on Facebook. That's how I first encountered this book. Really great book. A lot, if not all of the books that I'll be bringing to my channel, a lot of them are self-improvement books, books that will cause you to do self-reflections, books that will cause you to truly look at yourself. A lot of times we're busy trying to fix other people and let other people know what they have going on wrong and how they need to do this and they need to do that. But the truth is, all change starts within. All change starts with you. And so if not all of the books that I'll be bringing to my channel, they're books that causes you to do just that. Take a deeper look at yourself. So this particular book here, I feel that anyone can benefit from this book. It's not a gender specific book. Men and women can benefit from this book. And also one of the great things that I like about this book is that it's actually geared for either an individual using this book, or it can also be used with a small group. So I think that was very good. Now, without further ado, what book am I talking about? This is Journey to Freedom, a Soul Ties program. Break free from the relationships that have broken you. Yes, relationships. Soul ties are real. Now, I'm not here to get into a debate or a debacle about what a soul tie is, if it's real, if it's not. But what I will say is that a lot of the times when we get out of relationships, whether they're short-term or long-term relationships, especially for women, men too, but you know, men deal with things differently, and I'm not a man, so I can't speak from a man's perspective. But a lot of time with women, we hold stuff in, we beat ourselves up about the relationship, whether we did wrong or right in the relationship, we beat ourselves up. And a lot of time we harbor that energy in, we harbor those emotions and those feelings in, and we truly never deal with it. And by not dealing with it, the next relationship that we get into, we take that same baggage and add to that new relationship. In other words, making somebody pay for someone else's mistakes. With this book here, it is a self-help or self-improvement book. So this book here, it also does provide the journal pages. And as I mentioned in one of my previous book reviews, I highly always recommend getting a separate journal. Again, these are little journals that you can get from TJ Maxx and Ross for like $1.99, $2.99. I recommend getting these types of journals, number one, for privacy, especially if you're going to be really truthful during this process. You want to have space and also privacy, because a lot of times you want to refer these books to your friends, let family and friends hold them, and you don't need them all in your business. So I definitely recommend a journal. So with this book here, it goes into 4 sections or 4 chapters that deal with relationships, breakups, and how to deal with them, how soul ties are formed, and all of that good information. A very good read and a short read. With this particular book here, it's broken down into 4 sections, and what they do, they ask that you not read ahead. Each section is a week. They ask that you dedicate a week to each section. So altogether, you're looking at 5 weeks for this book. You read each section, and then they'll give you exercises to do. And one of the good things that I like about this book is when it comes to the end of the chapter, they have a section for the individual that's working on it for questions, to answer or assignments to work through. And then they also have a section if you're going to be using this book in any type of small group. So I definitely like that. And you know what? I didn't even say who the author was. This book was actually written by a couple, Kenyon and Takara Martin. And you can Google them. They have a website. You can Google the book. You can purchase the book from their website, or you can purchase it from Amazon. And I'll have that information in the description box below. What I will say with this book, if you really take the time to answer these questions truthfully, if you really take the time to truly self-reflect and really want to get to the bottom of, and understand things that you could do better in a relationship, how to improve yourself, if you really take the time, I promise you that your mindset will begin to change when it comes to breaking up and being in a relationship. I will say, I read some of the reviews prior to getting this book, and in the third chapter, or the third phase that you go through in the book, if you truly dedicate yourself and your time to this, you will have an experience. Now, you know how you read stuff and people like, oh, I had an experience. You're like, oh, okay, well, that's damn, that's not me, and all that good jazz. I read and I seen that people said, during this particular week, there was, you had some experience that seemed like everything was going wrong, all this and all of that. And honestly, I would not lie. This video is not sponsored. I purchased this book with my own money, and I went, and I want to say it's phase 3. It's either phase 2 or 3. And honestly, I went through that phase and I was like, okay, these people were not kidding. And it's not even a religious book or a spiritual book. It does reference some spiritual things. It does reference some scriptures and things like that, but it's not a religious book. But I truly did encounter situations like previous people who have read the book, like they described. I experienced that, and I had to go back to the website, because when I was going through this, I'm like, what in the world is going on? And I was like, what's going on? So I went back to the website, and sure enough, reread, people were saying they had similar situations, and it really does begin to open up your mind to look at relationships differently. It really gives you the benefit of really trying to get to know who you are, what you bring to the table, and just helpful things that you can do. I highly, highly recommend this book. I did this book as an individual, but if you have a group of friends, I definitely would recommend doing this. As a small group. Very, very good book. And with all the book reviews that I want to do, as I read my books, I highlight things in the book, little nuggets that stick out. I'm not saying that you will take away everything from out of this book. I truly believe with anything that you read, there are bits and pieces and nuggets that really stand out to you. And so in all my books, I have stuff highlighted. And so I have 2 things from out of this book that I wanted to share with you guys, that I was like, okay, yeah. And a lot of times what I do for some of the things that I highlight in the book, a lot of times I will type it up and I will put it on my wall, or put it somewhere where I'm going to look at it for reminders. So without further ado, let me read the first thing. All right. So it says, forgiveness is releasing someone of a debt. The result is that they do not owe you what was stolen from you. It doesn't mean that they don't pay for it. It doesn't mean that you won't be restored. What it means is that you have relinquished the responsibility of seeking justice or reclaiming what was stolen. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a mouthful, okay? That is a mouthful. mouthful. Forgiveness is key. Let me read that again. Forgiveness is releasing someone of a debt. The result is that they do not owe you what was stolen from you. It doesn't mean they don't pay for it. It doesn't mean that you won't be restored. What it means is that you have relinquished the responsibility of seeking justice or reclaiming what was stolen. That is such a mouthful, and that is a nugget for anyone dealing with any type of situation, any type of relationship. And that's another thing. This book, when it talks about relationships, it's not talking about, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife. It's talking about all kind of relationship, any type of relationship. This book is for. So forgiveness, that's something that we definitely battle with as people. And a lot of times when people are walking in unforgiveness, they're looking for somebody to pay. Like, I'm hurting, somebody gonna pay for it. I'm hurting, somebody gonna pay. And so that right there was a really good nugget that stood out to me. Another one that stood out, it says, don't mistake your need to take accountability for your actions as permission to beat yourself up. Holding yourself accountable for your past mistakes gives you the power to make better choices for your future. It strengthens you and matures you for the journey ahead. Accountability is empowering, not punishment. I'm going to read that again because I had stumbled over that word, so I'm going to read that again. Don't mistake your need to take accountability for your actions as permission to beat yourself up. Been there, done that, could have wrote about 15 books about beating myself up. Holding yourself accountable for your past mistakes gives you the power to make better choices for your future. It strengthens you and matures you for the journey ahead. Accountability is empowering, not punishment. That is a awesome nugget for anything in life. A lot of times people don't want to take accountability because when taking accountability, that means that you have to come in agreement, or you have to, you have to be real with yourself and like, okay, yeah, I messed that up. A lot of times, it's easy for us to lie to people all the time, but when it's just you alone, it's hard to lie to yourself. And then a lot of times, when you don't have the proper tools, or you don't know how to properly use accountability, you begin to beat yourself up. Oh, if I would have did this. Oh, I should have did that. Oh, then this would happen. Oh, that. And instead of accountability working the proper way, which is to empower you so that way you know better next time, we flip it and we use it against our own selves, where we beat ourselves up, we condemn our own self, then we feel bad, and then we right back at square one. Nothing's been resolved, we feeling bad about ourselves. So accountability truly does have power if you use it in the correct way. I highly recommend this book. Again, for any type of relationship, I highly recommend this book. It just truly gives you tools. And anything that you do in life, you need a tool. You need a tool, and a tool is nothing but like a manual to maneuver. There's nothing greater than taking the time out to get to know you. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, if you've read this book before, have any similar books that you want to recommend, please leave that information down in the comment section. I would love it if you guys would subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more content. All right, guys, I'll see you later.